Good morning, everyone who's not a morning person like I am. Welcome to the Smashy Business Daily Show. I'm Lubna Hamdan, and today I can peacefully have my coffee because Richard is not next to me judging me for drinking caffeine in the morning.
That's true. It's me, Anika, the more judgmental person. Lubna, why would you drink coffee?
Oh, do you not drink coffee?
Well, I'm not as strict as Rich, but I do not rely on caffeine.
Are you joking? Wow. Okay. I feel like I'm getting a bit unlucky with my host's take on coffee. But anyways.
Yeah.
So okay, it's the weekend. Any weekend plans before we get into the news?
Well, there's a couple of new restaurants I've been meaning to try out. There's a great Palestinian film festival happening in Al Sarkal.
I love that you mentioned that because I've been wanting to check that out. Guys, do check it out. Happening in Al Sarkal?
Al Sarkal, yeah, in Al Quoz. And then there's the Al Quoz Arts Fest also.
Nice.
So
a lot of artsy
there's
stuff
a great
happening.
weekend out there for anybody who's interested in the arts and culture.
Yeah. Okay. Doing good so far. How does it feel to have big shoes to fill today now that Richard is not with us here?
I agree.
That sounded really bad.
It is big shoes to fill. I mean, I do not have the insight or expertise that he does have, but I have opinions, and
that's more than enough. That is more than enough. Okay, today we're going to be talking about alcohol news inaccurate. Saudis say on X as Kingdom opens first liquor store, and then the UAE's controversial diversity quota has been put on hold. We find out why. And if there was ever a need for it to begin with. And then Arada, the developer, records a 100% rise in sales in 2023 as demand soars for upscale communities in both Dubai and Sharjah. We'll also talk about Sharjah booming. Sharjah's back, baby.
Sharjah is back.
Okay, and then we've got the founder of Brands for Less talking affordable fashion up next.
Wow.
Watch us, guys, on Instagram Live, Smashy TV, our streaming service, or listen to us on Apple, Spotify, and Anghami, or wherever you get your podcasts. Right. Okay, Annika. Let's talk about this alcohol news. Because people are confused.
I was confused.
And the Saudis are angry because they're saying it is inaccurate.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind this story comes from Reuters. Their source is a person who's familiar with the plans and the document, and they say that they're gonna open their first liquor store in the capital, Riyadh. The clientele is going to be diplomatic staff, and it's not like alcohol was completely banned for this clientele already because they used to import it.
So it was available for gated communities,
indeed,
non-Muslims and diplomats.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So it has always been available there.
Yeah.
It's just that it was sold at a very high markup as well on the black market.
Yes.
The Saudi authorities are saying new regulations are coming into place to regulate that.
Yeah, essentially this is a move to curb illegal trade of alcohol, which is more harmful than not.
Right, exactly, which is a positive thing. So the Saudis are saying this is a positive thing. Users on X, are happy with the new regulations.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that part though.
You're concerned about the fact that they're happy about.
No, as in
I mean, I wouldn't say they're happy, but I would just say that they're supporting the government's decision. I would say.
Yeah,
to
and that's great
that for non-Muslims and diplomats, right?
For sure. That's amazing. But I just feel like the whole marking the sale of alcohol as a pinnacle of progress doesn't sit right with me. Like that. I understand it might contribute to your economy and nightlife in the long run, but just why is that the pinnacle?
A pinnacle of progress.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting point. I hadn't thought about it that way. Do you think we're just following the West and we don't have to, and Saudi can stand on its own feet? That's what you were saying earlier, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like you take the FIFA World Cup, Qatar banned alcohol. They didn't allow it. People were able to actually remember how much they loved it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They were able to take back actual memories, and they said they didn't need the alcohol because the vibes there were so high.
Right. You know what? I do agree with you, but I think that, for post oil economy for Saudi, we're not talking about one event, right?
True. True.
I do think it is important for an economy, unfortunately, because even when we talk to restaurants, they make most of their money from alcohol sales, right?
True, very true.
Not the actual food. You don't actually make that much money as a licensed restaurant by selling food, right? But it's interesting because people are confused about this news. Just to go back and clarify to everyone that sources are claiming that there will be the first liquor store opening in Saudi, correct?
That is the source, but we have no official statement yet. All we know is that these are correction measures, and
It must be, you know what, it must be a strong source if Reuters reported on it. So,
for sure.
I do think this definitely opens the doors to alcohol in Saudi Arabia.
And
it was inevitable, I think, right?
For sure. And the way they're implementing it, there's going to be monthly limitations, and no proxies can be sent. So you can't send your driver to get the alcohol.
Sure.
You have to go there yourself. So I think it's more of just making sure it goes to the right people, doesn't go to the wrong people, isn't making money for the wrong people. So
I think it's just a matter of time, though, that they will follow Dubai's lead. And now, as a non-Muslim, as a Muslim, you can get an alcohol license here in Dubai as well. So that's relatively new, even in Dubai.
That was new,
right? You couldn't purchase alcohol without a license, and you have to go yourself. You can't send a proxy either.
It's a great push for free will.
It's a big push. Some Saudis are not happy about it on X, but you know what? It is what it is. We just got to move with the times. Speaking of moving, the diversity quota has been put on hold. It was quite controversial.
It was. So earlier last week, we had reported the story of a 20% diversity quota, which is basically that it was a hiring mandate where if you hire people from different nationalities, each one has to fill a particular quota. There has to be, once you reach your cap limit of 20% Indians in a company, you can't hire any other Indians. You can't hire more Indians until you finish the 20% cap for other nationalities. And it was controversial when it came out because there are so many employment decisions. Visas were not being processed, and then the MOHRE just 2 days back, they put it on hold. So it's no longer working, and visas have already they've begun being processed for employees.
And you found that out. You got an exclusive, didn't you?
I did. So it was essentially just a lot of relying within your community and family WhatsApp messages, because somebody messages, they go like, I'm not getting a visa. I'm not getting a visa.
Yeah, that's exactly how you get the best stories, isn't it?
Exactly,
just from daily life, and absolutely. So I think it's a good thing that it's been put on hold, because I don't think it made sense for certain sectors. Maybe some sectors, can make do with that. But I think, obviously, when it comes to construction, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Obviously, that's not going to work for construction companies. If we want to change that, it does need more time. And I do think it's a positive thing, though, overall, because I do think the officials are listening to businesses now, right?
They are. It's a big push. It shows just how much, they take into consideration your opinions when they're making their rules.
Absolutely.
And that's a great move if you want to work well with the private sector also.
Yeah, and it's also a sign of trustworthy business here in Dubai. The government listening to businesses. So moving on to real estate. Gosh, real estate is just the talk of the town recently. Arada has recorded a 100% rise in sales last year. Demand is rising for upscale communities in Dubai and Sharjah. They're seeing a lot of interest for larger and higher value villas and apartments.
For sure.
So they sold almost 3,000 homes and over 2,600 units last year. So the master developer is targeting 10 billion dirhams in sales for this year. But let's talk about Sharjah for a minute or two, because we have a guest outside waiting. Sharjah is back and booming.
It really is. I mean, it used to be the place where people used to go when they just wanted to live somewhere and come to Dubai for work.
Somewhere cheaper, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's itself becoming an upscale community. I mean, the Arada, Al Jadda areas are so well done.
Yeah.
They have like the new roller skate thing, roller derby park.
Yeah.
By
All
an
those-
Olympic skater, and there's a fabulous line of restaurants. It's just amazing what they're doing there. They're really making big pushes, big moves.
You know what? It's incredible. All of these, I like to call them destinations because they really are, right? They're investing a lot in activities for the youth. They're investing a lot in culture. Sharjah has always been the hub of culture.
Exactly, I love it.
Like the House of Wisdom, for example, is
all the literature festivals, the book scenes, everything.
Yeah, exactly. I love how your earpiece just fell and you dealt with it so smoothly, and I just pointed it out. Yeah, for no reason whatsoever. Right, Anika, thank you so much for being with us today.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
And stay tuned, guys. We have the Brands for Less CEO with us up
Mr.
next.
Toufic.
If you live in Dubai, you've definitely heard of them. If you've been on a budget, you've definitely shopped at their stores. And even if you've got all the money in the world, you can't help but be curious. I'm talking, of course, about Brands for Less. And with us today in the studio is a legend for so many girls, Toufic Kreidieh.
Thank you. I love the introduction. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm loving Dubai and I'm loving the introduction. Thank you so much for hosting me. It's a great pleasure for me to be here with you today.
You know what, Toufic, my sister-in-law is obsessed with Brands for Less. She's a huge fan. I told her I was interviewing you today and she's so excited. You probably have more fangirls than some celebrities. Okay, so tell me, affordable fashion, affordable furniture, affordable toys. You make it more affordable for other people, but it's been making you money.
Of course.
How much money are we talking? No, I'm kidding. No, I will need the answer to that question later on. But okay, how is the business doing?
The business is doing amazing. We were so lucky that we introduced this off-price business to this part of the world, which was something really totally unknown to this part of the world. And we are so happy that we were the pioneers into introducing this business. The most important thing about this business, it is the price/product/brand, but at the same time, it is the treasure hunt experience that when people start understanding it, because what we do is we deliver every single day new product to the stores. So, curiosity always attracts people to come for a bargain, to come for a hunt, and to come out victorious from this treasure hunt.
You know what? It's so interesting that you mentioned that because everything is so easy nowadays. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I can order from, some platforms here and they'll deliver in 2 hours. But I don't want everything to be easy because the shopping experience is just not the same anymore. I love going into Brands for Less and actually hunting and finding that, juicy couture, whatever, on a really good deal. It's nice.
Yeah.
Is that what your customers...
Listen, I tell you something. Of course, the in-store experience is priceless, to be very frank with you, what you are saying. But at the same time, we understand that, the shopping behavior is changing. And that's why we are one of the strongest online platforms selling fashion in the United Arab Emirates today under brandsforless.com. So what we do is we try to copy as much as possible the in-store experience on our website. And, both of them are going amazingly beautiful.
Which one is doing better though, brick and mortar?
Of course, brick and mortar is still larger, but year to year, we're seeing the increase in the share of sales of our company from the online.
Because I remember, a couple of years back, we were talking about some companies completely shutting down their brick and mortar stores. You don't see that happening.
No, we don't see that at all. And, we see the trends that are going with the major off-price retailers that are in the United States. And we see they are the most growing brick and mortar companies in the retail industry are the off-price channel.
And you've been expanding across the region.
Yes.
Tell us about your expansion plans.
Listen, UAE, of course, is where our headquarters is, where the majority of our stores are. We started really cementing. We started back in Beirut in 1996. Our first store opened in Dubai year 2000, And since then we were expanding more and more, and now you find us on mainly most of the malls across the UAE, in addition to our street locations. And of course, from UAE, and because of the ease of import and export and re-export and the whole GCC dynamics, we were able to penetrate many markets in the GCC. And so you find brands for less in each and every country, in Oman, in Kuwait, in Bahrain, in Qatar. And Saudi Arabia now is really the majority of the expansion is happening in Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is, as a market, it's really opening up. And we see a lot of potential. We just opened 30 stores this year, mega stores. And we're planning another 25 this coming year. Saudi Arabia has a lot of potential, we see, in addition to cementing our presence wherever we are. So, it's not only in Saudi Arabia, the expansion will be across the GCC.
Right, that's amazing. Out of curiosity, just because I'm half Russian. Are you sorry?
Как дела?
Как дела? Очень хорошо. А у тебя как дела? Do you speak some Russian?
Чуть-чуть.
A little bit. Wow. How is that? Okay.
In Dubai, you have people from all around the world. And this is the beauty about this city, is you interact with all these nationalities and you learn from them on a cultural aspect. And at the same time, if you are able to really to cater to all of these nationalities, you can make it anywhere.
Absolutely. Are you going to make it in Russia, though? Are you planning?
not for the time
transition.
being. No, it's not on our map.
It's not. Okay.
No.
Okay. Another question. Let's go back to the affordable aspect of it. In Dubai, there was kind of this stigma, or the UAE or Arab culture in general. There is that stigma of not wearing clothes that have been worn by someone else, not going towards that sale. Discount culture, right? Everyone wanted the luxury. Everyone wanted the luxury aspect of it. Did you have any? I'm just curious. Did you have any hurdles when launching brands for less? Did people?
Let's just a small correction on one point about items that have been worn by someone else. We're talking about brand new merchandise here.
Absolutely. I'm just talking about the overall stigma in Arab culture when it comes to, clothes and items in general. There is that stigma, even when it comes to discounts. Like, I know some of my friends will not shop during a sale. Just because.
Yes, I will tell you something. The good thing today is this new generation, the Gen Zs. The Gen Zs have totally different way of thinking than me and maybe you.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love a sale.
Yes.
I love a good sale.
Yeah, the Gen Zs really today are really after smart shopping. You find them all over the market going and trying to really pay the right price for the product. And if they can really pay less price, they would be more than happy to do this. And we see this with the expansion of our business. So what we are offering is the following. We are offering brand new, branded, 100% genuine branded product at a very discounted price. Yes, you don't have the full sizes, you don't have the full styles, colors, etc. But it's a treasure hunt. You go inside, you play the game of the treasure hunt, and if you are lucky, you will put your hand on an incredible product for an incredible price. So today, the whole mentality is changing. People love the off-price channel nowadays.
Right. What are some of the challenges that you have faced or are currently facing? Are people shopping less? Are people shopping more? We are experiencing an inflation.
Actually, of course, there's an inflation. There are market dynamics that keep on changing.
But I guess it works for your advantage.
You adapt with everything. People were able to adapt with COVID even.
Right.
So the market dynamics, and they are there to remain there. And they're going to keep on repeating through cycles of the economy that goes up and down. And, you have to be geared in a way whereby your business is able to deal with all the changes that are taking place. Today, the challenges that we had, and we will try to really cater for these challenges by creating a new concepts within the same DNA. And we went and really established sister companies or sister retail concepts that are specialized into like the toys for less, like the homes for less, etc. And of course, at the beginning, some people, as you have mentioned, they were looking for a very high-end brands. So that's where the luxury for less was created to cater for these people. So you have to always keep your finger on the pulse of your clients to hear them out what they need and try to cater for their needs.
Absolutely. You know what? A couple of years back, I was talking to the founder of AdMind, which is an F&B company, and the economy was going through some hurdles, and he said people are drinking more alcohol because they're having economic problems, which makes sense, right?
That's true.
If I'm having a bad day, I want to shop.
Yeah.
I want to make myself feel better. So my question is, are you seeing more shoppers?
We are seeing more shoppers. We are seeing more visitors, especially if we are talking about Dubai. And Dubai always keeps on reinventing itself as a city. It's an amazing example, and it should be, I believe, it should be studied in universities as a business case, because there is always a new influx of people. It's an oasis of security, of peace, and of happiness. And this is what's attracting all the people here. So if you are banking on the UAE in general, specifically, trust me, you will always make money.
What a success story, Toufic, honestly.
Thank you.
Really, really happy to have you in the studio with us. Any sales of any shares, any listings on the horizon?
Not for the time being. We always try to organize ourselves to be able to grab an opportunity in the future if we decide to list. But there's no plan at the moment.
Would you list regionally or abroad?
It's still. This is something that we really have to think it carefully. If we decide to list.
Will you tell me later when the cameras are off?
Of course.
Great. No, Toufic, thank you so much for being with us in the studio today. If there's anything you would like to tell your fans, I would say, all the girls thanking you.
I would like to say I'm very happy that I was hosted today by Love in Dubai.
It's not Love in Dubai. It's Smashy Business.
This is Smashy Business.
Toufic, come on.
I saw Love in Dubai at the door.
Toufic,
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I'm so sorry. It's the same company.
Now you're obliged to give me an exclusive story.
I'm so sorry.
You're
I'm
obliged.
so sorry. No, really. I thought because at the building outside Love in Dubai, I thought I was on Love in Dubai.
No worries.
All right. Thank you, Smashy, so much for hosting me today. I would love this interaction, and I'd love to always see you. And try to share with you, and I'm trying to share with you on daily basis on the social media. We're having the business news along with the fun. And I think it's working. And I love my customers and I love my followers. Thank you so much.
They love you back. Trust me. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Watch us on Smashy TV, our streaming service, and listen to us on Apple, Anghami, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And see you tomorrow.